All right, well, welcome to Trapping Radio. It's the coming off the 4th of July weekend, so I hope everybody's had a wonderful 4th of July. I know we sure did. This is a special episode. This is our 500th episode, and we thought it would be fitting to have the man himself, the guy behind almost 500 episodes, which just starting out seems nearly impossible, but Clint is here with us for this 500th episode, and I'm just so excited to have you here, part of this. And so we're just all sitting around a table, and we have, like I said, Clint is here, and Jeff is here, and we have Carl and Liz with Razorback Snares. I should let you guys all introduce yourself, but we'll go around the table here in just a minute. And then I guess we'll just get started. We'll get the sponsors out of the way. We have our sponsors, F&T Fur Harvesters, everything you need for trapping, hunting with hounds, and predator calling. And who else we have, Jeff?
Okie Cable and Trap Stakes out of Oklahoma. He doesn't have a junkyard, but he wishes he did. And you can get about anything you want from him. He's got all kinds of weirdo stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And we have Alan with Funky Trap Tags and Hilltop Outdoors. And he's located in Iowa and has just about everything you need for trapping and calling and even fishing. So he was doing some catfishing over the weekend with a bunch of his baits and caught a bucket load of catfish.
2 bucket loads.
2 bucket loads of catfish with his stuff. So he's got some good stuff there at his shop.
And he sells that stuff too.
Yep. So check him out if you're doing any fishing this summer. Does that take care of the sponsors? And then we have
WCS.
Oh, W. Do you want? Yep.
They got all the stuff for animal damage control. If you're a fur trapper, you just call it weirdo stuff. If you're in that business, you know what it is, and they'll take care of whatever you need. They got a catalog full of all types of stuff that you have to deal with people to use. So I don't use any of it, and don't even know what most of it is. But they sell a lot of it, so it must be good stuff.
Carl knows what it is.
Yeah,
Carl knows
there's a
what
lot of
They're good people. Al and them take very good care of us, and we use a lot in our ADC business, so they're really good people to deal with.
Yeah,
We really like them.
they've handled your product longer than mine, and
It's not my product, it's your product.
well, it was yours for all them years. So. But and they're you always figure the best people are the ones that their checks cleared, and their checks always cleared. Them are the best people,
That's true.
especially when you're self-employed.
Carl, you want to talk about your snares?
Carl and Elizabeth with Razorback Snares there, we kind of branched out from some ADC stuff that Liz and I do, and of course we use snares with trappers, and we started building snares. We built them forever, but we just started making them to the public here in the last couple years, and we've been having fun with it, slow growing, and so we kind of put a little plug in for our snares, and we appreciate the opportunity.
How can they find your snares?
At Razorback Snares on our Facebook page is the easiest way, and most people just contact us through a messenger, and typically I like to have people call me because of all the varying state laws that go on with the snaring. It's best if you'll just give Liz or I a call, tell us what you need. We generally kind of custom order. We do try to set a little inventory to the side, but like I say, all the state laws are so different that it's better if we just, you call us, tell us what your requirements are, and we can fix you up.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Now, why is your snare just not a generic piece of cable with a lock on it and a stop? You got to work on your marketing, man. You got some of the best in the country, and all you say is snare.
I appreciate the compliment, but no, you're correct. I mean, we're looking at other snares that are being made today, And, you know, as a trapper, I mean, I'm not just coming from somebody who sells snares or buys them and, you know, turns around and flips them. I mean, we build them, we make them. I've been a snareman for many, many years. Liz has gotten into it lately, and she can snare with the best of them. But our snares, I mean, basically the animals taught us. And my philosophy on the whole thing about equipment, I mean, as a trapper or snareman, we can't fight weather. We have to deal with weather and the mud and the rain and everything. The one thing I can control is my equipment. And I just set out to build the best snare that we can. And, of course, the animals are the ones that taught us, taught me my weak points.
Through process of elimination.
Yeah. If something's, you know, going wrong on a snare, I look at it and try to see what it's going to take to build a better product. And over the course, now this hadn't happened just within a year or two. I mean, this has been, I've been snaring since I was 13 years old. I'm 57 years old now. So it's just been a long, drawn-out process. And, I mean, everything we do with a snare, from even the way we do our stop buttons. I mean, we don't use stop buttons. We use double furrows because nothing can pop that off. The cable is looped back through itself. It's all triple crimped. Inline swivel, I think that's very important. So just your common generic snare is basically going to be a piece of cable, generally not going to be loaded. It's going to have the cheapest lock somebody can find. It's going to have one stop button right there that on a lot of times on a big hard fighting animal is going to pop off. We try to eliminate every bit of that, and we just try to build the best product that we can. I think compared to a lot of other snares out there, we have a good product, so we appreciate the opportunity to be able to push them here.
Maybe you should have called them bulletproof snares.
That'd been fitting.
That would have been good.
That'd have been fitting.
Because they're about as close as you're going to get.
Well, thank you. You've used a bunch of them, and I've got some to Jeff and Sarah, and they've used some. And I mean, we do. For us to build this snare, you would not believe what it takes. I mean, most snares, you know, just a guy sitting there with an anvil and a big hammer, and you know, punch on a deer stop or a steel end stop. That is not what you're getting when you purchase Razorback snares. And
we caught
I was just thinking that.
we caught a beaver by the tail, and your snares are so effective. We had him right by the tail, and it still choked him out. That's a true story. Is that a true story, Sarah?
It is a true story.
Choked him out by the tail.
Choked him out by the tail.
I love it. Well, that's a good plug
We
right
had
there.
him by the tail, and he was dead. So that's the only way I could figure.
And I wanted to mention something on the name Razorback snares. How we come up with that. We, of course, Liz and I both from Arkansas, and you know, home of the Arkansas Razorbacks, and we were looking for a name for the company, and I was talking to our good friend Chip Davis, and he and I were sitting there to discuss it. So Chip actually was the one that come up with that. He said, "Man, why not call it Razorback Snares?" And I said, "That's genius.
That's a good name."
Yeah, so
They try to get you to call it Mississippi State snares.
No.
Big rivalry there. We mess with Chip all the time on Mississippi
We would have
State.
had to have disagreed with them on that one.
But he's a good friend of ours, and been friends for many years, and he was the one that helped us with that. So hence we got Razorback Snares. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember the first animal I saw caught in one of your snares was a huge hog that we had caught down in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
you know, to think about that hog being on that cable and still there. I mean, we took care of him very quickly, but that's some power that they've got.
And he
your
wasn't even a
snares-
big hog.
Yeah. And the hogs are actually the one that kind of pushed our snares where they were, because I mean, I was snaring hogs way back in the day in Arkansas, South Arkansas, on paper company land. And of course, back then, I never even heard of 1x19 cable, and you know, I mean, I was basically trying to snare hogs with a generic, as Clint said, just a standard cheap beaver snare out of 7x7 cable. And of course, you can imagine the breakages and the train wrecks, and I mean, it was quite comical. But and then that made me start looking into, okay, what can I do to keep this stop button from popping off? And here come the double furrows, loop back through. That stopped that immediately. I mean, something's going to break before that pops off. You're not going to have that issue. But the hogs were a big part. We're looking forward to getting back after them this year, and hope y'all can come back, and we're going to have a ball with them.
We're looking forward to it. You always have your snares all ready to go before we get there for us. You and Liz have them all
individually wrapped.
But you do something creative with your snares to get them ready. What is your process in getting them ready for us before we get there?
Well, I mean, we pre-build them, and this would be a good point to, because I get a ton of questions, and people say, well, how do you treat your snares, whatever, so I'll just go over that real briefly. Basically, now you got to have a very good understanding wife to do this, so we put ours in a dishwasher, believe it or not, and that knocks all that factory oil off the outside. Otherwise, you're not going to get a good dip or whatever process.
Why are you shaking your head, Liz?
It's called unloading the dishwasher, taking all of our either dirty or clean dishes out so we can clean the snares or the traps or whatever.
Yeah, but it's a simple process. I mean, basically you got to clean them. So the easiest way we found to clean them and get the factory oil off is through a dishwasher. And then I'll generally take I use rusty metal primer.
Rust-Oleum.
Yeah, Rust-Oleum, rusty metal primer, diluted down about 2-to-1 with acetone towards the paint ratio, and that just puts a very, very fine coating on the snare and makes it a kind of a rusty red brown. And then I'll strap it and generally hit it with some full metal jackets. Sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. But
different colors of spray paint.
Yeah, just spray paint. And then Liz, bless her heart, I mean, she sits there, and like this year when we came to the big job that y'all helped us out with, my God, we had, 7 different 5-gallon buckets of individual pre-coiled. I mean, everything's pre-wrapped, ready to go, so we don't have a tangled mess. That's one thing we learned very quickly.
Yeah.
And
so what exactly do you do to keep them from being a tangled mess, Liz?
What I do is have to individually wrap each one, and when we're treating them and dipping them, we dip them in bundles, and then we have to let them dry, and after they dry, then I have to take, or actually after we dip them and we paint them, then I have to take them and just individually wrap them up.
Wrap them within themselves? Is that what you're
Wrap
talking
them within
about?
themselves, yes.
So I see some people putting them in Ziploc baggies and different things, but you're just wrapping the cables.
We're just wrapping the cables individually to the size of the 5-gallon bucket, and then starting at the bottom, of course, and building up to the top. And we had about 6 or 7 5-gallon buckets of beaver, coyote.
Yeah, we'll have each bucket marked. That way we can throw them on the buggy. And typically we kind of do Clint's old style of progressive trapping. We'll start on beaver, and then we'll jump to coyotes, or vice versa, whichever. I mean, we don't try to mix up. So that way we've kind of got the same standard set of equipment. And just makes it simpler and easier.
We've learned through the years, it just, instead of having to untangle a big mess out on the trap line, it's just easier to go ahead and wrap them individually and be able to just grab one at a time or a bundle of several and not have to mess with it. Less time consuming.
Yeah.
So
Well said.
Well, I think the point on your snares is when the people buy them the way that you bring them to Arkansas.
Yes.
But the same price you sell them is nothing for most people. Is a piece of cable, a lock, and a single stop.
Right.
So you should be charging $80, where everybody else is charging $40.
Yeah, we're probably fixing to see a little price increase here pretty quick. I mean, I try to be competitive and all that, and of course, like I say, we're just a small company. We're still growing, but yeah, it's coming. I mean, if you want a good quality product, I'm a firm believer. People are going to pay for that. So
Well, you have to. It costs money.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, compared to just a cheap generic snare, what we do, the time to build them is crazy. I mean, it's a huge difference because, you know, like I look at the snare, every component that we put on it, everything we do to it, I try to make it to the best that we can. So, yeah, there's going to be, they're not cheap, but they're going to go
Yours
up.
are cheap. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Well, they're comparable to others that are not as.
No, he's saying that for what we've got, they're cheap
Yeah.
in price compared.
You're
And-
like your snares are like the jig traps of the snares.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
where if you know somebody wants to buy the ones for $39.95 that are just a generic, that's like the Duke number 4 where you set it and the jaw won't go down. You
Yeah.
know, there's I mean it's just junk. So,
Well,
Well, and we test them each
Yeah.
before we send them out to customers, and then when this is minor, but when we're boxing up to send out to customers, I individually wrap them instead of putting them in bundles. I again individually wrap them, and we like to put a personal note in there
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, thank you for purchasing our product." And
Yeah, you're gonna get a note with everyone, but
Yeah.
I think what the guys were saying there was the quality of it, and I agree with
Yeah.
Jeff on that because I'm the same way in my foothold equipment. I mean, I buy the best. Again, the one thing we cannot control, is all the weather and everything that trappers fight. So the one thing I can control is my equipment, and I run a bunch of, as Jeff said, Jake's traps and had the 650s, and I mean Sterling MJ 600s. I mean, I generally buy the best of the best. So, and I expect the same thing out of my snares, and that's kind of what they come to. So, yeah, it's a good quality product. We're proud of it, and so we hope people check them out and seek us out with that.
homemade at our bar.
Yeah, they're made at our house. That's for sure.
I love that you get them organized and untangled, so the trapper doesn't have to do that. That's very nice of you.
There are not a lot of smiles
Yeah.
when I'm doing that, but it's well worth it in the end. Very much.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
very cool. Well, Clint, 500 episodes. Can you remember the first one you did? Were you nervous?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it sucked really bad. Because I didn't know if anybody would listen. I didn't know how anybody was going to find it. Because there wasn't anything like that out there. I'm sure the first few were just stumbling around.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they were about. But and then I kind of did a bunch more interviews because I didn't know what to do. Then you kind of run out of people.
Yep.
So it's been pretty cool. You're looking for something. I just don't know what it is.
You've always come up with someone interesting to interview, though.
Well, I tried, and I would listen to. Over the years, if I couldn't come up with something, I'd just go grab an old book somewhere and read till I found something that intrigued me.
Right.
And then I'd do it on that.
You've always had quality information
Or I would.
for the viewers.
I
listeners.
kept emails from trappers, even if I answered them on the email, then I would go through that if I was having a brain, fog of what to do it on. And a few times I got on Trapper Man and see what everybody was fighting over, so I just pick one side or the other because I know half would hate it, half would like it.
Now that's funny. Well, I got to ask you, interrupt there. I mean, over the years, 500. I mean, man, that's a tremendous amount of shows that you've done. Did you find it harder to come up with ideas in the end?
Oh, yes.
Yes, really.
About the last year and a half, it was getting much harder.
Yeah, because you talked about everything. I mean, from every aspect of trapping, and then the interviews and personalities and everything. I could see that being difficult.
Because, how many times can you talk about a dirt hole, a flat set?
Correct.
Stuff like that. And then locations. And that's hard because it's audio. You can't show somebody.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have snares and water animals and boats and canoes. And, you can come up with 100 different things to talk about.
Well,
But when you do it for an hour and a half every time, it just,
you have a
gets
lot
tough.
of experience under your belt too, so
that helped.
that helped a lot.
That
I'm
helped.
sure.
Yeah,
It'd be rough to be a part-time trapper that just cuts a couple of weeks out of a year and try to pull off that. You would struggle. I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but you would
I
struggle.
agree.
Yeah, and that was some of my favorite shows that you've done was when you were talking about your past experiences, the places, the train wrecks, the shacks that you had to stay in, the weather and everything. I really enjoyed them.
Kind of like this morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I found out Sarah is a screamer,
I am.
and apparently I was the screamer.
Yeah,
You didn't say anything.
I didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
you couldn't hear him
couldn't
over
hear.
your screaming.
He couldn't hear me. I couldn't hear
I
him.
was screaming too. Every time one of them hit him, he was
I think I was cussing.
screaming and cussing.
Jeff obeys because all I said was one word, and he took off like a banshee. Never asked one question.
No.
Part of the business.
Clint Locklear tells you to run.
You don't ask questions.
Yeah,
you
we
just
can,
run.
we could talk about what's going on later.
Part of the business was a John boat that I have. It's a 17-foot. Y'all have seen it in videos and stuff. And we moved here, and it's set under the carport pretty much most of the time. So that came with the business. Jeff's down. You're going to pick up the boat. I didn't think anything about it. I had some old traps and stuff in there, so I'm throwing them off to the side. And I see these little bugs. They're much smaller than, and I didn't think they were yellow jackets. And then the next thing I know, something bites me up under my chin. And then it bites me on the other side of the chin, and my brain's trying to process what's going on. Oh yeah, they're all over the place. So once my brain said these are yellow jackets, and I'm in flip flops, so I'm trying to run, keep flip flops on. I'm swatting. Jeff just sees me move, and I say run. He takes off in a totally different direction. I didn't know if you're getting bit or not. Sarah's coming out the door, and she was completely horrified, backing up. And I'm glad she backed all the way up because she'd have got ran over. So I'm
Well, when I look out the door and I see these two grown men running for their life, not saying a word, and I'm just screaming, "What is going on?"
I never heard
First,
you
first
scream.
instinct, back up. They are not stopping. Back up.
I know. I had bags in my hand. I moved them all back.
So I run to the bathroom, turn on all the lights so I can see through the mirrors and see. Cindy's trying to be supportive from a distance while she's laughing and being empathetic at the same time.
She knew what was happening.
Sarah didn't know what was going on, or she'd have been laughing too.
No.
She thought she was in danger. That's
Well,
why she wasn't
after I
laughing.
knew Clint was okay, and then I wondered where you went. I thought maybe you jumped in the lake, and I said, I got to see that for myself.
Well, that definitely entered my mind. Just going down the boat ramp.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went in the house. They follow you. No, they
Right.
never quit.
That's why I was getting confused. If you have all these things on you, you're coming in the house getting us all stung.
Because then I'm figuring I'm trying to swim and they're stinging me underwater. So that's been our morning.
You learned to walk on water real quick.
Yeah.
It's been an exciting morning so far.
And for some reason, Jeff's going to pick up the boat next time he comes down.
I don't understand that.
It's a long time to trapping season.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, water season up there doesn't open until November. We've got lots
We're
of time.
good.
There's going to be vengeance on that boat. There won't be a spider left alive on that thing when y'all get back.
Good.
Jeff said, thank you.
We tried to hire an ADC company that is here to go over and take care of them, but they said no.
Well, I was trying to talk Liz into it and get her a little more experience, but she wasn't down
Yes,
for
that is
so-
exactly what he did. My husband turned to me and said, honey,
Well, Clint was offering good money to get rid of him. That's what you do. I believe we'll have to pass on that one. We'll let him deal with that.
that is correct.
Come on, got to keep it rolling, woman. It's
All
your show.
right. Well, let's see.
We've had a great 4th of July
Yeah,
weekend.
we have.
Or week.
We are fixing to head home and get ready for the NTA, and you're planning on making the trip up.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you guys want to see Clint, he'll be at his booth.
Last time.
Last time, yep.
Selling your product.
Yep. Yep.
I'm looking forward to that, though. Escanaba's always a good show. It's fun. It's never really, really hot. Of course, it may be this year.
Yeah, hopefully don't jinx us.
So it'll be interesting. Do I have a demo at this
Yeah,
one?
well, I think
I
you
do.
I think you do. Pretty sure. Yeah,
So I guess I'm doing a demo.
I think everybody in Trapping Mafia's got a demo. Even Nick Ernie.
If he was here, I would say something.
So I guess the only thing you'll have to bring is your demo bag.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be nice. That'll be nice.
It's over there in the boat.
Actually, it's next to the boat. It's next to the boat.
I wouldn't go within a mile of that demo bag. I'd just show up there with myself.
It may smell like gasoline when I get up there. So do y'all have any interviews coming up? Planned for the Escanaba to give?
We don't.
We had a bunch for fur takers lined up, but didn't do any. It was so hot and miserable. Nobody wanted to be, bothered.
Was I'm
Especially
planning.
me.
Yeah. I'm planning to interview Sky. I can't say her last name now. She was Sky Good, but she got married. But we have the Wisconsin Women's Trapping Camp coming up in later August.
You say Sky better.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're excited about that. I'm excited about the women's trapping camp because it's pretty cool to see the women that were there, and the reasons why the class is full. So there's 40 students in the class. It was full before we ended last year. It's obviously full this year, and next year is full already. So we have lots of women interested in trapping, and
I will say, with that, anytime you're dealing with a large group and like giving them donations and stuff, you go in, I think there's skepticism on both sides, about are they going to give it, because when you're, we're not a large company, so when we're giving it, we're giving it out of our pocket. That's our money that we're giving away.
So y'all are sponsoring the female
We're not
thing?
sponsoring it, but last year, Sarah said we should give every woman there make a She Traps hoodie for them. And it came out to quite a bit. You figure every hoodie, with the price of stuff today and doing all that. So we weren't sure if we were going to do it this year. And she said, "What do you think?" And I said, and then we went to the conventions, and every one of them, we gave a lot of stuff away, and people said thanks and stuff, but never like when we donated to the women's camp, that stuff. They come up there and say thanks. There was no way we couldn't do it after the thankfulness that they came up and was all so nice, and
So if I self-identify as a female and go to the class, do I get a free hoodie?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What size?
Petite 2X.
I need to get my camera out for that one.
Well, I don't think I'll look any different.
just be wearing a
She traps
teal hoodie.
That's right.
The color this year is
That could
green.
be my color.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's 40 students, and then we don't have a lot of equipment for the class, but there's a trailer, and then every year we each have a bucket. We're hoping to get a bucket for all the 40 students, but Alan with Funky Trap Tags, he graciously donated 650 traps for us, 650 traps. So each student will be able to set a trap, and I think that's super. We had everybody set a trap last time, but we had to all share the same trap. So you'd group with like 4 or 5 people, and then that person would make a set, and then we'd pull the trap up, and then the next person would make a set. So this time everybody can make a set.
And the way I understand it too is where they don't get to keep the trap, so that will go back into the thing, and then they can use it next year. So it's not like they're going to come back next year and say, Alan, we need another 40 traps. They're just building inventory. That each student, when they're doing it, has their own trap to use there. Then they go back into the trailer, and then next year another student will use them.
Yeah.
So it ain't with this thing where they keep, give away everything and then try and get people to donate, which is smart.
Would this be something that y'all could use some snares?
We absolutely could. Yes,
Well,
Carl.
I just happen to know a donor.
Yeah.
And he'll hook you up. How about that?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
I'll
that's
fix you
cool.
up.
Perfect.
You just tell
Thank
me
you.
what you want. And,
How many
All
do
right.
you need?
yep. And I'll
You
send
just
it
got
to
volunteered, Liz.
Yeah.
Yes. So on our way home, Liz will be building some more snares.
Yeah, that was easy for me
At
to
least
do.
these ones will be free though.
Volunteer Liz's service.
Yes, thank you.
Because Liz does build 90% of it, so.
Well, it's a team effort. There are a couple of things that I don't have the hand strength to do. So
Yeah, the double furrows and stuff. But yeah, we'd be glad to help with
Thank
that.
you, thank you.
Absolutely, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
And I can donate some Predator Control Group lures. Everybody gets a bottle.
Everybody.
You should make sure you get it from Alan.
Okay.
Little Alan. Yeah, so if you have anything that you're a dealer or whatever and want to help out the women's camp, got anything, you want to donate, it doesn't have to be 40, because if they have 10, it's better than what they got on some of the stuff.
Yeah, even if you have, we're looking for like 40 sifters and 40 trowel or hammers or things like that you just have a couple extras sitting around. We'll add them to the buckets and get them all fixed up so everybody can make a set at the same time.
Is that like,
I think Winkler volunteered for that.
oh yeah, everybody call Winkler.
Yeah.
Is that like tax deductible where they could write it off on their taxes or not?
Sure.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, it's through the Wisconsin DNR. I mean, it's run by the employees of the Wisconsin DNR. Jenna works on all that. So
Yeah, they're doing a great job. That's what I said. Like Wisconsin and Minnesota, they really got it happening up there. I mean, with the kids, both groups, and like me and Sarah, we've talked about this many times, but like Wisconsin, we stayed the night, and then Sunday morning we're loading up the booth and stuff. And so Sunday morning, how many people was in there?
like 12 or 15 people.
Yeah, just in our building. Plus, they had other people, and that was the fastest we've ever been loaded up. I mean, they just grab the stuff and bring it. I mean, but to have that amount of volunteers Sunday morning is pretty amazing.
It is.
And there was some that was hung over still at their camp, so they were around if needed.
They had more. They just couldn't function.
Yeah.
You were asking me earlier about some of the shows that meant the most. I think one was Blackie, because him and JR either had a very healthy or unhealthy competition between each other. I don't know which one it was, but I couldn't get Blackie to do a show. And I knew where he parked every morning in Lima. So I went and talked to JR, because JR loves to talk. So I know he would do a show. So I put him in the van, so Blackie had to park next to me doing the interview with JR. And Blackie gets out, he didn't know we're recording. So he comes to the window, and I have to shush him. And I'm pretty sure that I didn't edit that out either. And he sees the recorder, he kind of figures out what we're doing, and he gets mad because of this whatever's going on between those two. So I go in the building, I don't make it 5 feet, and he's standing in front of me. And he goes, what are you interviewing him for? I said, because you wouldn't do it. And he goes, well, I might have. I said, I've asked you like 3 times. So I tell you what, if you'll do one tomorrow morning, I'll put yours on before his. He was in my van the next morning.
That's how you got him.
That's how I got him. And that was a cool interview.
Yeah, well, I remember that one.
Because he would get so intense in the truck, you'd start getting a little nervous.
Really?
He was like, I've never seen someone that looked at trapping like it was black ops from summer till next summer.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of his articles and stuff you'd read through I mean, it wasn't like one. I mean, it was about, how to improve your gas mileage, by keeping air in your tires. And, I mean, it was about more mechanical stuff, than
Yeah, when he found out I bought that Jeep, he was wanting to know what suspension I put under it and air cleaners I was going to put on it. And I mean, he had a whole list of this stuff he wanted me to do.
Just try to make things more efficient.
And where it wouldn't break.
Gotcha.
That was his big thing.
I think the last time I ever talked to Blackie, he told me, he says, your dad used to always invite me up and, to go catch some of them big coon. And he said, I never made it up there. He said, I wish I had made it. That was probably the last conversation we ever had.
The last time I saw him, he was at Virginia giving a demo. When we got done, half the room was crying. Mm-hmm. Just from a story. Never seen anything like it in my life.
Didn't you record?
Partly. That's when we started playing with those the cameras that look like a video camera that looked like a camera. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that they could only go for like 20 minutes and then you'd have to reset and restart. Yeah. And it kept shutting off and I couldn't figure it out. It was like the first weekend I had it. So there's parts of it, but...
Yeah, I remember that. I had the same problem with the camera. Now I would just Google it.
I hear that a lot.
We just uploaded the show that you did with Tom Miranda last week. How did that interview come about?
I think I just saw him down at Tim's booth and just went down there and had Tim introduce me. And
well, first, remember you had, who did we send? I think it was Dave Verts or somebody sent over there. They said you should do it, and you said, well, you should go over there and talk to him, tell him to do it.
That sounds like something I would do.
Yeah.
And then it kind of opened the door, and then you went down there. But I think it was Dave Verts that went over there and said, yeah, you should do it. Start, Dave Verts, Dave probably went over there and started humiliating him into it.
Or his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we went out to, it was cool. We went out to Allen's motorhome to try to find somewhere that wasn't hot and quiet, and we did it out there. It was, because, I grew up watching the first trapping videos. I think theirs was the second. The first was Mike Lipinski, Wilderness Trapping. And then in Alaska, they had all the fur fishing games at the video store. So he was the second video trapping I've ever seen. So that was kind of cool to be interviewing him all those years later.
Yeah, and he's an interesting guy. From what he's come from and accomplished and built up over the years, I really enjoyed following him and watching him. He's been all over the world and trapped all over the country, and now, of course, he's bow hunting and doing all that stuff, but he's really got some great content.
Well, even off camera, he was never cocky or just like anybody else there, and that to me that was the cool part.
Yeah.
Haggerty seems to know him pretty well, and they get along real well. He was at Jeff's house last fall trapping,
Who does Haggerty not get along with?
Nobody. Apparently, the bigger stars, he really gets along with them. But yeah, Miranda's definitely one. I didn't know nothing about Miranda as far as any of the hunting stuff.
I didn't know that much. I knew he did it.
All I knew was him from having the trapping videos. I didn't know one thing about him other than that. Because once he left trapping, I'm not interested in any of the other stuff, so I didn't even know nothing about it. But since then, I saw some of his videos and stuff I watched with him shooting stuff in Africa and his camp. And the coolest thing that Tom Miranda owns, I don't care how nice a house, video cameras, anything. The greatest thing he has is that Toyota that he's got down there in Africa. That thing's awesome. Where it's got the stack at the top of it where you go through deep water. And
probably a diesel.
Yeah, diesel that you can't get here.
Like an old Land Cruiser or type deal, older Toyota.
Well, Toyota makes new trucks like you can get here, but with diesels, and they're a lot more sturdier.
But like over to Australia and stuff, that's what they use. because I looked into trying to buy some and get one imported.
Yeah.
And,
You can't get it through
There
emissions.
was only like 2 in the United States that I could find anywhere, and they weren't for sale
Huh. Interesting.
at that point, anyways. Be pretty fancy, Carl.
Yeah. Yeah. I followed Tom for years, so I mean, of course, I'm a bow hunter and do a lot of deer hunting, turkey hunting, different stuff like that. So I've watched a ton of his stuff. He has some really, really great shows out there. I've enjoyed following him. And like Clint said, I mean, when I was early in my trapping career, I watched a lot of his videos. So, yeah.
I think everybody did.
Yeah.
And he rode a lot back then.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when he got that plane and started doing the scouting and everything and trapping out of the plane. That was pretty cool. I mean, that was breaking stuff back in, man.
Well, the cool thing about his story, I remember, and I don't know if it was a book or an article, where he just decided he was going to be a trapper, so he just moved out, built his cabin, living any way he could off a snowmobile, catching fur. And I think the UP's where he started, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And, you know, it wasn't a lot of stuff he was catching, but you got to also think where he was at. But I mean, it was enough for him to get by. I mean, most people don't have that kind of guts.
No. That drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that'd be a lonely, hard life.
Yeah.
Just moving out in a cabin trying to make it trapping.
Yeah. Yeah, be different.
Come on, girl.
What other show? What other interviews? I've only done a handful of interviews, but I've already been in like Newt's van doing weird shows, you know, with him, and I'm sure you've got so many different.
I've been in Newt's van several times. Newt's always fun. You never know what he's gonna talk about.
No.
You're just praying it's something you don't have to start over on.
Yeah. We got close to that. We started talking about politics.
I thought you did good with that show. I enjoyed it. Newt's quite a character.
Yeah.
I mean, Zagger was fun. He's just so much energy. He's easy because, I mean, with Zagger, all you got to do is go, I'm Clint, and go to sleep. And he's going to go for an hour and a half.
Sleep.
Zagger will talk about himself.
Oh, my word. He loves to tell you about himself.
Yeah.
And he's got to be half Italian because his arms are flying everywhere. And while you're giving the interview, you're trying to dodge. Because most of those interviews were done either in my truck or the van or something like that. Just if we could roll the windows up and get away from everybody coming over.
Yeah, I interviewed Zagger, and it was a different setting. I went right to his house, and we sat down by his where he does his maple syrup and stuff. And it was definitely, its Zagger compound was pretty fun to do it. And
Of course, there's always fun stuff. You remember, like when you talked me into putting the screws to Murray about whether he was pro North or pro South, being from West Virginia. I was having a big time with that, and he was squirming. I never could get Paul to do one, and I don't know why.
Well, maybe Sarah will have to try and Connie. He was bringing her mosquito pee over there all weekend to Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
And gave her the bottle and everything.
He's my buddy.
Yeah.
He's got
Mosquito
that.
pee?
He calls it skeeter pee. It's wine, and it's so good. And
So he's trying to get you drunk.
He was doing a good job.
yeah, he gave me 2 bottles of it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good, but he doesn't sell it. He absolutely will not sell it, and I think you can only get it if you buy it at the auction. He always donates a bottle to the auction, or you go by his booth, and he has Dixie cups, little samples, and then he always has salmon spread, like a salmon
That's good.
thing. Yeah, that was really good. So yeah,
And
we're
every now and
buddies.
then in New York, he'll have that bourbon that's got the beaver castor in it.
Oh, okay, I've heard about that.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Got actual castor in it?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
So does that right there. That Coke he's drinking.
Well, I didn't know that.
So is that stuff on your face.
I knew that. Yeah, makeup and stuff,
Yeah.
perfume, lipstick.
How sick. You put beaver castor on your face? You should put it more like war paint because it's going to have a beaver caster in it.
That's right.
Yeah, just get the straight beaver caster.
Just go.
No, Carl be over there licking on her all the time. I'm mad.
He already
do
is.
that.
We don't need to add to that.
Yeah. No, but so maybe Sarah can get Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, we're buddies.
I would say the one that I did that was the two that I did with Russ Carmen. Probably, was two of the most meant the most to me. Because I didn't know him that well, and then we sat in the vehicle and talked for probably the first time for probably 2.5 hours, 2 hours, and I told him, I said, well, maybe we should turn the recorder on, and so we recorded. We'll talk for another hour, hour and a half, but just a humble guy.
That's the cool part to me is.
He really believes that God had His hand on him, and that's why he could live the life he lived, because God had His hand on him, and it's just cool. He said, quit. I think he quit school at a pretty early age, and then went and did that, and so he definitely would. I would say that the first interview I did with him was probably the one that stands out. That means the most to me. The one I did with my dad is probably my favorite of all, which I still can't listen to.
Maybe one of these days.
Probably not. No. I got recordings from my dad on my phone, and one of them he called up and wished me happy birthday, and I still can't listen to them either. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
maybe someday on the happy birthday one.
All right. Well, it's getting about that time.
Okay.
So, well, Clint, thanks again. I mean, I listened to your shows religiously when I got into trapping, and it meant the world to me that you could explain things so well. I mean, you were a natural at talking about, all this. You could tell a story and paint a picture like, I was there. So, you've meant a lot to a lot of
Because you were there some of the times.
Yeah, some of the times, yeah. But I know you've meant a lot to a lot of the trappers starting out, and trappers have been doing it a long time.
Well, I'm not dying.
I know, but, I miss your voice. I miss your voice on here, so maybe you'll do some more guest appearances on there.
Okay.
Coming up. If you want to. You're welcome. You know how it works. You know how the platform works, so.
Yeah, do all you want.
Yeah.
Like you tell me, do all you want. Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're getting all you want now.
I'm getting all I want and more.
And then some.
It's like Sarah says, when you think you can't do no more, you can.
You can.
No.
All right. Well, safe travels to Michigan, and we'll all see you there. And I'm sure everybody be anxious to stop by the booth and say hi. So.
Free hugs.
That's right.
That's right.
Wear your shirt.
You should wear the other one.
I don't know if Cindy let me get away with that one.
We'll have one there.
Well, she won't be there.
No. No. You can go crazy.
No.
Sitting at the booth, so drunk, only one eye open, your nasty shirt on.
No, I'm not going to do that. Well, I mean, it can't be that nasty. Sarah made it.
I bought that one I gave you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeah, she wouldn't make that one.
That's saying something right there.
Yeah.
Well, we saw one yesterday.
Yeah,
What
I was
was
gonna say,
it?
you've got a request in for the next 4th of July.
Yeah, we saw somewhere, I don't know what that was on. Cindy showed it to me, and a guy had a shirt on with a big firecracker, 4th of July underneath, and said, I just come here to bang.
Wow.
Carl's like, yeah, I want one of them too.
I don't know if I could pull that off.
You could.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
You better just go with the hat.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
It's just on context. If he's in the Middle East, it means something totally different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you at the NTA.
Okay.
All right.